Hello everybody, as usual, it's me, Fat Man from the Holler. And if you like my videos, hit like and subscribe and ring that bell for upcoming content. Today's video is going to be on, as everybody knows, I do a lot of purchasing for Amazon because I don't leave much in my little homestead out in the off the grid life. So here we go. I ordered 2 pounds of 7.5, which is 7.5 shot for shotgun reloading of shotgun hulls. So as you can see, this is the bag it came in. It's small. We'll take this open, and I think, and see, it's very surprising because it's very small. And this right here, this little bitty bag you see right here off Amazon, costs me $24.99, and I'll provide the link in my video, and it'll be linked to my Amazon affiliate. So now I have clay buster wads, I have 2 pounds of shot. So this right here, I would believe, a rough estimate, I should be able to do for a solid one box. I should be able to do maybe 2 boxes, which would 2 boxes of shotgun shells, which would be 25 rounds per box. So I should be able to do 50 shotgun shells with this, and I have plenty of wads, and the wads I bought are clay busters because they're like almost universal, where you can use them for this kind of shot, or you can use them for double-aught buckshot or slugs. So that's pretty simple in itself, and it just blew me away. It came in such a small case, as you see right here, and I mean, it's not much. And then I looked at the prices. I believe when I was looking on Amazon, you can get it in 25 pounds, you can get it in 50 pounds, and the rough prices, like, I think like 50 pounds was 150 bucks, 25 pounds was like $79. So what I do, because sometimes I live out here in the middle of backwoods Missouri, and I have mice, etc., try to come by, I just take old containers like this, like right here, old coleslaw container, and what I'll do is I'll drop that down in there, where I don't have to worry about mice busting the bag and having that become a gigantic mess. And I put the lid on it, and I can also take this off there, but it really doesn't signify anything. But the good thing about storing stuff in containers is nothing can eat it up, and I can always take a marker and write on the container exactly what it is, so I have that for future reference. And I want to do different, when I start reloading shotguns, I'm going to do like a lot of, I'll be using lead and brass and stuff like that, and doing like, I'll be doing some 7.5 shot, some number 4 shot for like turkey loads, some double-aught buckshot, some slug reloading, and if I can ever afford to get me a rifled slug barrel, which would be nice, I'll do some rifle slug reloading. But I'll start with what I have, which I have the holes and I have the shot now. And I was going to purchase powder and primers off of Cabela's, but there's a slight problem in that. With the primers and the powder together that I needed, it ran about $37 to $42 with tax. And then when they added the hazardous shipping for Cabela's and the whichever business it would be, FedEx or UPS, it went from like $40 to $42 all the way up to like 85 bucks, and I'm not going to pay like $40 to $45 for that. I mean, if I'd have bought the first one time I put in, I bought more stuff, but what made it higher too, they charged for shipping, and they got charged for hazardous twice. And there's, as I've said in other videos, there's one of the biggest reloaders companies, I say a fair good sized company in the United States. It's called Graff & Sons. It's located in Mexico, Missouri. And from where I live, outside of Columbia, all I have to do is go down WW, take a left on North J, go to 137 mile exit, and then go down 70 or take the outer road to Old 40. And either way, go to Kingdom City, come up to the overpass at Kingdom City, take a left, which will take me to 54 North, and then all I have to do is go towards Mexico, Missouri, and it'll be the first exit to Mexico, Missouri. You go up the overpass ramp and you take a left, and you'll see Walmart and the Walmart gas station and Side and Stricker, and you just go directly past that. Roughly, probably, I'd say around probably 3/4 to maybe a mile and a half, and Graff and Sons will be on the right side, and they'll have a big banner that you can see that says Graff and Sons on it. They sell firearms, they sell reloading products, etc. And they actually supply Midway USA, which is another business based in Columbia that does reloading and outdoor type stuff. And my problem I have with reloading is I see the prices of materials is very expensive and have went up drastically. And then I started pricing like on Sportsman Guide up in Minnesota, and cheaper than dirt down around Fort Worth, Texas. And some of the places I've dealt with in the past, from like buying Seller and Bayot. I used to buy wolf ammo for SKS I had, etc. All this ammo is getting very expensive, so I'd rather just do it this way because it's just much cheaper. For a shotgun, this kind of does not matter, because they say if you shoot reloads through a gun, it voids the manufacturer warranty. And I always like to tell everyone that so they know that, because I like to give out the best general instruction of what's going on. You know, I mean, if you have used guns to begin with, it kind of don't matter if you shoot reloads or if you have older guns. But I mean, if you have a newer gun, you have a lot of money and you might not want to shoot reloads through it. But I mean, when you shoot reloads, yeah, you need to actually be very careful with it for your grains and everything, so you do not damage your firearm or possibly potentially get yourself hurt. Because I mean, I have 2 sets of scales when I'll be showing in future videos. Because I'm going to do some videos on the lead cast. I'm going to set my equipment up here in my station, my little station area where I record everything. And I'm going to show the 2 kinds of scales I have also, which is it's a Lee triple beam scale, and I also have a Franklin Arsenal scale, which is a digital scale that can weigh in grams or grains. And like, it's a rough estimate. I mean, I don't have it on. I have everything wrote down, but roughly 1 gram in powder is around 15 point something. So that's something a lot of people don't understand. 1 gram is 15 grains of powder. So you have to definitely do your homework, and you can do it online, and I write all the stuff down, and I can give you guys the increments, and I can write it down and put it on place cards so you can actually see it, and you can actually save it or come back and look at it anytime you want to. Or you can just buy a Hornaday book or a book from Remington or Winchester, Lee or Lehman, or I believe Precision sells books as well, and there's all kinds of different books out there. And there's a guy that does the shotgun, like I'm doing shotgun reloading, and I was looking it up to find just a basic book so I could have an on-hand reference, and I seen it in book and Kindle on Amazon. And in Kindle, I believe is like $10, and then in hard, like paperback, the book was like around $70 to $100. What made me laugh is the guy has the same last name as me. His name is Carl Sapp, and it's about reloading shot shells, etc. But I'm going to wrap this video up for you guys. I just want everybody in the reloading community that sees my videos. I'm keeping my word. I'm getting closer. I have the shot, the holes. I just need to get the powder and the primers. When I go do so, I'm also going to probably attempt to pick up, depending on how much money I have, I want to pick up some bullets, some brass and powder, and large primers for a pistol. And I might try to work around the money situation to where I might try to acquire universal primers that I could probably use in a shotgun and large pistol, or at least a powder, so it can go both ways, because they do have powders and capabilities, but you have to do your reading on the product. It's hogged on or whatever it is, Paradox, etc. And there's just different companies, and they have different stuff. Like in the T09 primers, you have T09 primers that are using black powder, like I use in my Thompson Breakdown 50 caliber. And then there's T09 primers for shot shells, and there's also T09s for large handgun, and then there's T09 magnums for shotgun reloading and shotgun holes. So there's a lot of it can actually be universal. And in a certain aspect, I don't think a lot of companies want to let people acknowledge that some of that can be done successfully. It can be universal. But the thing is, just you have to match the primer to the powder so you can be on the right page with that. So that works like that. And I mean, you want to go by recipes, and then like when you're shooting metallics, you need to have a dynamic. If it's full metal jacket, is it HP hollow point, and different calibers, flat noses and stuff. Like my 45, I have molds, and there's flat nose. I don't have a mold for doing hollow points, but I have different molds, and I also have different molds for doing 45 long colt. So I like to make my own stuff out of lead, because I have probably roughly, I'd say probably about 200 to 400 pounds of lead, and it's already been burned off and cast. And I use my old melting pot, and I used wheel weights. Some of it was batteries taken apart, because inside of batteries they have cells which is lead, looks like lead bars, and a guy left it, and I cleaned the place up, and I found all of it, so I took it home, melted everything down. And when I did the wheel weights, it's very dangerous. I definitely recommend wearing glasses, because the wheel weights have a texture on it, so when you melt them down, they also have the steel. And I'm sitting there, and I'm casting and pouring it, because my melter got messed up. You're supposed to just be able to lift it, and then when you're casting sinkers, the lead drips out the bottom or into your mold, but it got clogged up, so I had to dump it. And then when I was doing it, a piece of that coating that's on the wheel weight, it actually hit me in my face in 2 spots, like a pock mark, like a little, and it stuck to my face. But I was wearing protective gear over my eyes. I always wear safety glasses, and it kept it out of my eyes, but I got 2 little miniature scars on my face from it. So I definitely advise being safe doing it. In the future, after experiencing that, I'll still wear glasses, but I would honestly advise, if you're going to be casting lead, to potentially have some kind of fairly good gloves, and possibly, more likely than wearing glasses, a face shield will be pretty sufficient. But you need to buy a little bit intermediate level. I wouldn't buy something pretty cheap from my Carver Freighter somewhere, but you can get one fairly decent from like a military surplus, or on Amazon, or probably Wish, or SA, or even TEMU. There's multiple places you can go with the stuff. And I don't like making these videos so long, but I like to be very articulate and linguistic so we can communicate. So when you see my videos, I'm giving you the best knowledge that I have of the subject, because I usually, for over a decade, have spent 40 hours reading. So when I speak on something, I like to be very authentic, and I don't like to water it down. I don't like to lie, and I'm not doing this to make money. I mean, I'm on the Amazon affiliate, which means I get a small percentage, but it's not like I'm making thousands, or even hundreds, or even $10, or even $1 from doing this. I'm doing this out of my passion for my subscribers and new viewers and other people like me who may be searching for it. I want to provide something that's going to be efficient for others like me, because when you start out doing something, even if you've done it with your own family members, they passed on, you don't have the equipment. Once you acquire it, it's always good to have somebody who's going to be very down to earth, as be a good reference, because you listen to some of the higher end channels, they take it and make it over analytical, and then they start adding music to it, and they start adding just like all kinds of stuff, and like animation, just a lot of stuff that it just really pushes me away. I want something when it's direct. I want to know what tools is involved, what materials is involved, where can I purchase these things, can I purchase them locally or online, so I have an idea of what I'm doing, and then I'll start to understand where my budget's going to be, to how I can afford to buy the tools first, and then the materials. But I do things a little different, of course. I do things like this. Number one is knowledge, and I'll study it. And if I've done it in the past, I always like to refresh myself, keep my knowledge up to date, and I'll write notes down so I have a reference to go back to, and then I'll acquire the tools, and then I'll acquire the materials. This is just my way of doing it. Anybody else can do anything however they like, but I just like to do things I do because I have my own system. I created my own foundation, and I've been doing it for a very long time, because I'm going to be 44 years old this year, and I've created my foundation in my 20s after all the wild times ended. But anyway, man, it's another Monday, and I hope everybody has had a great start to the work week, and everybody stays safe, and we have some good holidays to end the year. And as always, much love from Fat Man from the Holler, and thank everybody who views my videos. And if you leave comments, please leave feedback, and I will definitely comment and communicate with you. Sometimes it may take me a little while because I do farm and I have other things going on, but I do like to keep up with everybody. So everybody have a blessed day, and that is all.